Hey guys, and welcome to the Chroma side of YouTube. Today I'm going to do a pouring on a budget video. If you will notice that this plastic is not the normal plastic that I use. With pouring, you pour on plastic, protect your surface, all that good stuff. However, I usually use this plastic. I get it in a 3-pack from Walmart. You can get it on walmart.com, or you could get it on in the actual store, and I pay roughly $2 for this. And this is, I know, about 15 pours worth of plastic. So this will last you a very long time. So there's one thing. But if you don't want to go out and buy plastic specifically for pouring, you can use whatever you have around your house. You can use a garbage bag. You can use a leftover, anything really. I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to pull you down. This, it looks like brown construction paper. I use that to walk back and forth to my drying rack. And, put you guys back. Oh, there's something on there. A U-boat. Huh. Okay. Anyway, that is actually the, inside of a shipping box that I had received something from Michael's, and they ball that up in there to keep the item from rattling around. Well, I saved that paper, and I actually lay it down in the floor to collect drips. You could also put that down on your surface and pour and use that to collect the drips. Now, if you're going to save the skin, I don't recommend you using construction paper or newspapers or anything like that, because your skin will not peel off. You'll have to use the paper and everything. However, this paper that I have down, or plastic, was an old wrapping bag. If you have a present that's too big to wrap or awkward shape to wrap, you can buy one of these for roughly $1, $2 at Walmart, and just slide the present down in there and cut the top off as to make it look good. Well, I had a baby shower, and I had a basket of things, and I couldn't find cellophane, so I bought one of those bags and had to cut the top off. Therefore, I'm using it now in a pour. Waste not, want not. So, with that being said, plastic covered. Okay. So, let's get into the cost. So, for these canvas, I actually received these for Christmas from some people. I'm very grateful to get them. Anytime I can get any kind of canvas, I'm excited. These canvases were purchased at Walmart, and they cost $8.98 for all 4 of these 6x6 canvas, and they are really cool. If you do one pour, this one canvas out of this pack roughly costs you $2.25, $2.25. That is pretty inexpensive for a canvas, so you can do that on canvas. Also, you are not just you're not limited to pouring on canvas. You can pretty much pour on anything. If you have a flower pot that you want to pour on for your mother, you can pour on it. If you have a set of tiles or coasters that you don't like anymore, pour on them. You don't have to spend money on a subject to pour on. This is just a cheap alternative to more expensive canvases like at Blick or even Michael's. So this is pretty awesome. So there's that, $2.25 for one of these. I'm not upset about that. Now let's talk about paint. At Walmart.com, you can get a 12-pack of the folk art paint in a variety of color for $9.97. That makes this tube roughly 83 cents. You don't have to spend a ton of money on paint. Also, so in this pour, I'm using my Walmart canvas. I'm using 2 of my full cart colors. I'm only going to do a 3-color pour, purple, red, and white, which is, I don't do this often, but my boyfriend asked me to do these colors because he said, you never do red and purple together. And I said, well, I never thought to do red and purple together. So that's what we're going to do. Now let's talk about Floetrol and what Floetrol is. Floetrol is a paint conditioner and extender for your paint. You can get a gallon of Floetrol, Flood Floetrol, from Home Depot for $13.97. The reason why I am including this particular thing on this video is because this is what I recommend you use. You can use Elmer's Glue All. 1 part glue, 2 parts water will make a pouring medium. But it is just more easy and convenient to use this. Also, this is a professional grade low crazing extender for your acrylic paint. It is called GAC 800 and you can get this at just about any retail craft or art store. The problem with this is 32 fluid ounces. And this roughly costs $32 to $35 for this. Whereas if you were to go to Home Depot and buy this is $13. This is half the price. So it is worth your while to pick one of these up. Now, if you're only going to do 1 or 2 pours just to decorate your house and you're just trying to do it inexpensively, by all means, go buy some Elmer's glue. Or open your school box that you have in your cupboard or something and get some Elmer's glue out, because there's no point in buying those large containers if you're only going to do 1 or 2. Now, let's talk silicone. For the beginner, this is what I recommend. This is roughly let's see, I looked it up. At Walmart, it's $4.43. And this, the way I store it, I put a little piece of plastic and then I screw the cap on so that it doesn't leak out while it's stored, because I prefer to have it in a dropper so I have more control over how much is going in the paint. A little sidebar there. Anyway, so that is an inexpensive way to do your silicone. However, I prefer pure cosmetic grade A dimethicone, which, I mean, I bought this, I want to say I bought this maybe 5 months ago, and I've used the bottle down to here. So, I mean, because you use drops at a time. This was $12 on Amazon, maybe $13 on Amazon. The price varies because it is Amazon. This is $4 at Walmart. And this is the first one that I bought ever. And it's barely used because half of it's in here. But anyway, you can also use a hair polisher. As you can see, I am storing all of these in Ziploc baggies with plastic underneath their screw-on caps. But you can also purchase this at Walmart as well. It is hair polisher, and when you look for hair products to pour with, because you hear it's okay, the second ingredient here is dimethicone, which is exactly what I use, but I use the pure one. This one has all these other ingredients in it, plus a fragrance, which that is why I stopped using this because I didn't want to use all those other ingredients. I wanted pure dimethicone. Anyway, of course, water so that you put the, okay, paint is really thick. I want to say like toothpaste, right? So you pour that in, you put your Floetrol in, and what you're doing is you're making it looser without killing your polymers. That means the paint won't separate and not stick to your canvas and all that good stuff. Then after you do that, you add a little bit of water to make it a flow consistency to drip off the stick like honey. Now that we've gone over the cost, oh, one more thing. This is extremely optional, as is your silicone. You do not need these two items to make beautiful art. I use just paint and water and Liquitex pouring medium all the time. But this is a little one, and I actually bought this for this video. I typically use this guy. I bought this at Home Depot, roughly 15 bucks. And you pull down this little trigger and you push the button and the flame comes out here. You can also push the trigger in right here and it will cause the flame to stay on while you're not pushing the button. Then you just push the button and it turns off the flame. Fairly simple, right? This is one that I bought at a local convenience store for $7.99 and basically the same thing but on a much smaller scale. So I'm going to use this because I want to show you guys you don't need to buy the expensive items in order to do this. So now I've already gotten push pins in all of these canvases because I don't know how many times I'm going to do this, how much paint I'm going to use, all that good stuff. But I always like to have canvas on the ready in case I need another. Or I might do 2 pours and 1 swipe with what's left over. Okay. So let's get started. Gloves. Gloves also are very optional. Sometimes I pour with them. Sometimes I pour not wearing gloves. But in the end, I always wish I had poured with them. The gloves that I use are the black ones. I'm a hairstylist, so I buy them at the local beauty supply. However, you can buy gloves at the dollar store. Latex gloves is all you need. I ripped that one, but it's okay. Alright, gloves. Now, I'm going to move these aside because a couple of times here lately I have accidentally dripped silicone on my canvas, and I don't want to do that. Even though I know now that if you use rubbing alcohol, it removes the silicone and you don't have to worry about it. So I have Artist Loft White. I have my Violet, what is this called? Violet Pansy. I have not altered these. You know how normally I kind of mix some colors together and everything? All these I have not altered at all. This one's Lipstick Red. Okay. One, two, three. 2, 3. 3. All right, 3 drops of silicone for each color. Put that out of the way. Okay, I'm moving items because I had a lot of stuff in there. That's what I use to hammer leave my lids over there. Okay. Lightly stir in the silicone. Alright, here goes nothing. This is going to be just a regular pour. Okay. I also forgot to speak to you all about sticks, which that's okay too, because again, you can buy stir sticks at the dollar store, 50 for $1. There you go. All right, let's see. I'm going to stir this a little bit, give it a little bit of a stir. And I think I'm going to do this. Okay, now I'm going to take my little, sorry guys. Okay, so I just poured it out of the cup. I didn't flip it, I just poured it. Now I'm going to take my little teeny tiny torch. And I'm just going to make sure that I have torched it. You can see, bring you up closer. I have cells. So I'll take you down lower and make sure you're focused in again. And now I'm going to tilt. And I'm going to attempt to tilt in a fashion to stretch some of these cells without them going all wonky. Okay, that is very interesting. I'm going to just dab and cover the sides. These two colors, I don't typically have to worry about mud. So if I just kind of swipe on the canvas there to cover the sides, it is okay. It's not going to turn to mud. It's just going to turn to like a light pinky purpley color, almost like rose, which is still very favorable of a color. So that's okay as well. So what I'm doing is I'm just collecting the paint and touching the sides, just to be sure that my sides truly are covered. This is very pretty. I do enjoy this coloring. I'll have to let Ryan know that he did good. All right. that is covered. I'm going to wipe my hands on my paint rag that I always keep next to me, and I am going to torch one more time. There you have it. Make sure that you guys are in focus. Okay, let me pull you down and give you a look. This is 3 colors only: red, purple, and white. So here goes nothing. Give you guys a look. You can achieve cells with the silicone that you can find at Walmart. You do not have to have the expensive stuff. You can do this type of painting with any color and any items. You don't have to have expensive stuff to do it. Now, what I'm going to do is, since I may not do another flip or another pour per se, move that guy out of the way and bring this in, is I am actually going to take an old paintbrush and I'm going to do the sides really quick. Well, there we go. With the paint straight out of the because I know that when I do what I'm going to do a squish with the remainder paint, and I know that it's not going to all run off the sides of at least one of these. And I do like that look of a solid color framing a pour. So just making sure my sides are covered. Don't know how much of this is actually on camera. Smooth out my finish. And then I'm just breaking up any lines on the actual canvas that there may be, because I really don't want that to show up underneath my pour. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to lay this guy down here. And I'm not even going to clean my brush. I'm just going to close up shop. Do I want to do purple? Yeah, because the last time I did this, I did 2 different colors. Let's make it all match. Okay, so I'm gonna let these dry for a second and I will be back. Okay guys, I've painted my surface. They're all mostly dry, so that'll work. So what I'm going to do is, with the rest of the paint that's left over from my pour, I'm going to do a squish onto it. Now I accidentally put a little too much paint on the sides of one of them. Let's look and see which one's covered better. Well, they're not covered all that great, but I can touch up later. Anyway, so I put a little too much paint on the side, so I did go ahead and cover the top. But, you know, it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour a puddle with the leftover paint onto my surface. And I'm just going to pour all the colors on, and I'm actually going to layer them on again so that there are dimensional, so that there's more than just that. Now this is going to be a lot of paint for a squish, but you know, it is what it is. Now I'm ending with the white on the top for a reason. I really do want that. So now I'm going to move the paint around, and I'm going to take my other canvas and just squish it right on top, and I'm going to squish it down. I'm going to make sure that paint moves out to the sides, and I'm going to wiggle it so that I know that all of my surfaces are covered. And then, like I did the last time I did this, I'm just going to swish it off, and we're going to see what happens with the color and everything when we torch it. Now, I've already done my pour on a budget, so I am going to pull out my Mama Jamma torch because I want more flame. I am not digging either one of these at all, so I'm going to take what's left of the white and I'm going to pour that on there and try to save this. I'm going to break out my swiping tool. Pour a little bit of the red on there. I'm going to pour red on this one. We'll swipe the red onto this one. Okay, and then I think I'm going to try and dig out some of this purple. Onto this one. Now, let me break out my swiping tool and let's just swipe and see what happens. Yeah, see, I like that a lot better. I'm not bothering to clean off because I want some of that white on this canvas. Now, let's see what happens. Still not digging this one. So let's see if my Vallejo trick will work on them, knowing that we've been playing around with this trick a little bit. And I did wipe off my knife a little bit. I'm going to wipe some of that white down on this one. So with swiping, I have to tell you guys that I'm not too happy with this paint. With swiping, I have to tell you I'm not too happy with this particular silicone because it doesn't do what I want it to do. That being said, I think that I'm just not happy with this. The cells are really, really small. I mean, a lot of you will probably say, don't mess with it. The cells are fine. But to me, this is not what I usually get. This is not my usual results on these things. So again, like the workability of these cells are not 100% what they usually are. I'm just not too happy with this. So, experiment. Was it a failure? No. Was it a success? No, it wasn't. But we live and we learn and we pour and we experiment, and that's what this whole thing's about. So well, they seem to be growing. Before I call this a failure, let's see how this works out. I think I just needed to give it a little time for the silicone to raise to the top. Let's try this side. Oh, here we go. Give it a little second to let the silicone raise to the top. Well, that did change a bit. I do feel like I've had better. So this silicone works with flip cups. I agree. I really do like how it works with flip cups. But for swipes, just not my favorite. So I'm going to put these away and I'll be back with the next video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was a fun little experiment to play around with, and I hope you guys were inspired. If you like what I do, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and ring the bell for more options. If you like what I do, please give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications when I put up new videos. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye, y'all. Let me take you down and give you a close-up of these swipes. So here's the one that I originally put the red down on first and added purple, and then I added white to it later on, and it looks okay. When you get close up to it, the cells are pretty awesome, but they're just too small for my liking. This canvas will make a good background for maybe a mixed media project or a collage project, as will this one. This is the one where I had a little more white. Let me back it up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. It had a little more white on it. The purple kind of disappeared in both of them. There is a little more in the left-hand side than there is the right-hand side, but overall, they did pretty all right. And then this is the flip cup one more time. So as I was saying, I do believe that the flip cup with this particular type of silicone is better than a swipe. I still if you want to play around with this type of pouring and everything, and you want to see if it's for you, please buy these products first, because you won't spend too much money. But if you are serious about it, want to get into it, maybe want to sell your art one day, I do recommend buying the more expensive items because you get better results. Anyway, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed what you just watched, please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up for a like, and hit the bell. That'll give you notifications when I post new videos. I really enjoyed painting today, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you can get inspired to do all types of things. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, y'all.